Hello and welcome to our final roundup of the year 2014 school season. As we thought last week, Pathana College ending up unbeaten champions of the 2014 league. An outstanding performance from them. We'll get to them a little bit later once we run through the results of this weekend's matches. We had 4 matches down for decision as usual in this second round of action. And the first one, let's get to St. Joseph's versus STC. First of all, the clash for the Lady Jayatilaka Shield. Now both teams, St. Joseph's and St. Thomas's, came into this expecting to win the game. Both of them wanted to win one major trophy game at least, and St. Thomas's, after winning last year, expected to try and retain this trophy as they'd lost all the other trophies on offer in the year 2014. But that wasn't to be. St. Thomas's went into an early lead 3 points to nil, but that was the only time that they led on the scoreboard, and it was an absolute one-way traffic from after that, because St. Joseph's just absolutely steamrolled St. Thomas's to a 51 points to 8 victory, an embarrassing defeat for the Thomians against a side that was just one place above them going into this match in the league standings, a side that had underachieved throughout the year, but still they saved their best for the last, and Lady Jayatilaka Shield will go back to Ladi Road, where it certainly belonged on the performance of that match. St. Joseph's using Stefan Gregory, using their forwards to very good effect, and also Captain Hasuru Gunawardana for the day, deposing Vishmita, but that didn't make any difference for both those players who were playing in the midfield, and they both had excellent games. Dulit Fernando also controlling well. A couple of positional changes with Rahula going to the wing and Ramesh Priyankar coming into the halfback position might have made a difference for them as well, but it was the Josephian forwards that really made a difference. They were great at scrum time and also carrying the ball, doubling up nicely around the fringes, attacking and exploiting the several defensive frailties that St. Thomas's showed on the day. So a 51 points to 8 win will sort of gloss over a season that had much promise but didn't deliver for St. Joseph's, and despite the earlier half of the season, I think they'll be happy with that final performance, finishing off on a high. Then we had Science College versus Royal College, and of course the Royal College forwards just too much gas in the tank for the Science College boys. The Science College set piece has really not been good. Their scrum has not been good. Their line out has been even worse. They adopt a 7 standard of line out in their 15s format as well, and that's not something you can compete with against a team like Royal, who are so good at the set piece and especially the controlled forward play. 38 points to 15 was how that one finished, an expected result, and Royal, since the Bradby, have been on an upward trend, finishing the season much better than they actually started it. So that's something for the coaches to take into next year, and Royal College also will have quite a few colorsmen left by the looks of things, so hopefully they'll be able to put up a better showing than they did this year in next year's tournament. Then we had a massive game on Saturday. That was the one between Trinity College and St. Peter's, and that was an outstanding game as well. It was deadlocked 22-all in the second half of that game, but then Trinity College, as they had done against Kingswood the week before, coming back to score, try and make it 29 points to 22. St. Peter's tried their damnedest to come back into that game, but unfortunately they weren't able to do so, and Trinity College held on to the slim chance they had of winning that league title championship. And on Saturday they went into their dressing rooms thinking, we still have a chance to win this if Kingswood could do us a favor. So 29 points to 22 was how that one finished. An outstanding game of rugby. St. Peter's losing for the first time in a long time in Pallakali. They'd never lost in Pallakali before they'd gone up for that match on Saturday, but unfortunately Pete Wright hopes being dashed on the final day of the season. But still a good showing from the Peters lads. I think they could have done a little bit better than they actually did. They could have run a few teams closer, but I think on the league table probably finishing off in a deserved position. But they will look back at their first match of the season and think they really should have been in a position to beat this Kingswood team, which they drew with in their first game. Then we came to the clash to end all clashes, the clash to end the season. It was Pathana coming in expecting to be unbeaten champions, and it was the only other team who could beat them was Kingswood, and if they came out and beat them on the day at Havelock Park, then Trinity, who won the day before, would have lifted the title. But that wasn't about to happen, because it was the first minute when Omalka Gunaratne went over for a try of a rolling maul. All credit must go to his forwards who fashioned that maul and drove over very skillfully, very technically sound as well. And then we had another rolling maul actually, which took the score up much better to a much better lead. But Kingswood did equalize at the early stages, 7 points all at one stage when Vimalavira went over for a try for the Kingswoodians. But that was the only time they even got close because with a couple of tries on either side of half-time, Sudham Suryarachi really put the issue beyond doubt. He had an outstanding game in support, and that was how he managed to pick up those 2 tries, Suryarachi, on the evening. He had a very, very good game, as did Omalka Gunaratne and Kongahawatta. So that 8, 9, 10 combination really working well for SC Pathana, controlling the game, making sure that they knew exactly what to do and when to do it. And it was that blitz just before half-time and just after the try, just after half-time, that created the space that SC Pathana needed to finish off this game. And then after that, the game went into a bit of a lull. Kingswood just couldn't get some passes together to try and score. They did come close on a few occasions, but the SC Pathana defense was just too good. And at the end of the day, it was a 34 points to 13 win, despite the fact that SC Pathana fell off the game for about 25 minutes in that second half. They came roaring back in the last 10 minutes of the game and managed to take those points up to 34 points to 13. So a well-deserved, unbeaten championship victory for SC Pathana. I think some of the players that they had in Suryarachi and Omalka Gunaratne and guys like Rankotge and Rehan Silva, who contributed, the 2 little wingers, Gallage and Puncheheva on either side as well, who did contribute, were really outstanding, as was the front row, the front 5 in fact, with Isuru Dilshan contributing with the kicks as well. Their line out was good, their scrum was good, so it was an overall performance from SC Pathana that deserved to win this league. We've enjoyed bringing this league to you live and exclusive on thepapare.com. Keep it locked to us for our best updates on the rugby that's coming up. We've got the Carlton Sevens coming up, and we've got the club season to look forward to as well. But before that all, we've got the schools knockouts too. So keep it locked to thepapare.com as we bring you all the action that unfolds, and all the best to all the teams locking horns in the knockout championship. And congratulations to SC Pathana for an outstanding season.